Coming soon to a theater near you.
Yo, live from New York, it's the 20th episode of the Real Ones podcast with your boy, Mr. Marin, and my man, 150 grand, RB. RB, what's going on, my brother?
Nothing much, man. You know, just here, working, trying to keep my head up, watching movies, watching TV. Same old, honestly.
Same old. Yeah, as y'all can see, we're in different spaces right now. I'm in New York currently shooting a film, not my film, but I'm part of a production right now.
Come on, say that one more time, though. Say what you're doing one more time, man.
Hey, you know, I'm working. I'm shooting a film out in New York. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be at Steiner Studios in Brooklyn Navy Yard. Then we're gonna be on location all over New York soon. So, you know, I'm really excited. That actually officially starts on Monday, so I'm very hype about that. And that's why you see we're in two different spaces right now. We bi-coastal right now. Ain't that right, RB?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we doing it from our homes. You know what I mean? Back home. I'm home. I'm always home, but you know, you at home, so
yeah, man. That I told y'all that was not gonna stop the work. We're gonna try to come at y'all more consistently. You know, there's a lot to talk about. I'm still upset about the Oscars. I'm still thinking about that. Mm-hmm. I'm still feeling a way about that joint. How did you feel about the Academy Awards?
The Lily Gladstone. Yeah, I mean,
the show in general.
The whole show in general.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't hate the Oscars. I actually thought the telecast was one of the better telecasts they did in a while. I always got to shout out my man Jesse Collins, who produces a lot of these award shows. One of the first people who gave me a start in my industry. Did a great job running the Oscars this time. And yeah, it was really good. I mean, the telecast was good. I mean, it was like some stuff was over the top, like the John Cena coming out butt naked. You know what I mean? Like
what they said that that was the humiliation. Like that was what they were saying on online. They were saying that was like something that he had to do, humiliate himself to go up to blow up in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like wearing the dress. It's like black dudes wearing the dress.
Yeah, that's the white version of wearing the dress is being butt ass on the Oscar stage. Apparently,
you know what? But I'm mad at the fact that Janet Jackson literally just had a tiny nipple pop out on the Super Bowl, and that was an international controversy. But this John Cena could come out basically with his schlong out, and like nobody gives a crap. You know what I mean?
You know, I was just talking to my brother earlier about sports betting. And I was talking about like how the NBA is about to implement, you know, sports betting in their platforms and stuff. Meanwhile, like 30-something years ago, Pete Rose was banned from baseball for betting. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's same thing with, you know, he said with marijuana. I guess it's just as the times progress, it's like the things that used to outrage us back in the day, it's just kind of like water under the bridge now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, but you know what though? The thing that the internet's been set ablaze about the most, and we're gonna talk. I'm sure we can talk about this a little later. I know we're talking about the Oscars right now, but the whole Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
I feel like that's generating a bunch of outrage from, you know, pretty sensitive men online who, you know, just thirst over Drake. So I as a Kendrick stan, you know what I mean? Like,
let's not forget the he's the Michael Jackson stans. They're not too happy about the bar. Prince outlived Mike Jack. It wasn't disrespectful. If you ask me, it wasn't disrespectful. He's just, I'm gonna tell you what I think it's about. Mm-hmm. I know this ain't the Oscars, but let's talk about it.
Right.
I think we all know Drake likes to, you know, compare himself to Michael Jackson because of the volume in which he sells and his popularity and so on and so forth.
He did a song with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that shit was ass. That was the Soft Scorpion, right? That wasn't it. But you know, his stature is, I'm not saying he's Michael Jackson-esque, but if you you want to talk about hip hop right now, Drake is that guy. He's the hit machine, you know what I'm saying? He's the golden child. Whereas Kendrick got the, not to say Mike don't have the substance or Drake don't have the substance, but Kendrick got the substance. He got the albums that stick to your ribs. You know what I'm saying? The ones that's going to last longer. You know, it's going to age better in time. You know what I'm saying? Drake rides the wave. Just like, let's be real, Mike rode the wave. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is not downplaying or saying that he's trash or anything like that. But like, he was, what do you call himself? The king of pop? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was pop. He was trying to ride the wave. So, whatever was cool, he tried to sound like it. Hence why, Half of Dangerous is a New Jack Swing album, because that was the sound of the time. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Prince rode his own horse throughout his entire career. Gave you an album every year. It was all of them sounded different, and it sounded unique to him. It's one of one. And that's where Kendrick, and mind you, Prince and Kendrick got a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Gemini's at heart. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Y'all some sick people. You know what I'm saying? But y'all sick people stick together. Prince was supposed to be on Complexion on To Pimp a Butterfly. Yeah, that's my favorite song on the album too, dog. Like, Prince was supposed to be on that. They ended up chopping it up in the studio, talking, forgot to record the song. And then and then Kendrick went to Paisley Park, Prince's crib, and performed on stage with Prince.
Tell me you love me, know that it's real. I can see more, see how you feel. Look in my eyes, do you realize what is the truth? You're surprised, I despise whatever's right, you're the wrong. This is my life, this is of you. This is of me. This is the truth.
They have a relationship, you know what I'm saying? And their trajectory as artists is the same. Now, Kendrick is not dropping an album every year, but you can argue that every single one of Kendrick's albums all sound different. And they're great, man. There's not a bad one yet. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's very much into the era concept of things, just like Prince. Every time you've seen Prince with a new hairdo, new clothes, you knew a new album was coming because he was on some different stuff. Whereas Kendrick is the same thing. Like, he kind of have a unique look for every project, and he embraces the era thing, just like Tyler the Creator. That's another person.
Tyler, another LA. And then, but you know what? And Kendrick actually spoke about that in an interview. Is when he records albums, he thinks about the whole concept. Like, he thinks about the look, the concerts, the music videos. Like, it's all part of the creative process. And I think that over anything, Drake. I like Drake. I like a lot of Drake music. But with Drake, it's like he gonna get in the studio, he gonna find the next hot artist, like some Atlanta dude or City Girls or something, and just throw something out real quick. So. And
if you ask me, Drake is buying time. He's always I want to do a collab album with this person. You're trying to hop on everybody's wave, because in hip hop you could get out. You get aged out. You know what I'm saying? And Drake is, I don't want to say he's an old man, because I'm not too far from him in age, but we're around the same age. He's older than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's but so much of this stuff you could talk about when you get a certain age. So Drake is definitely riding waves and stuff. So I seen the parallels in what Kendrick was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick, I guess he's more Prince than Drake's Michael Jackson, or whatever the case may be. But the he's got mad. They try to say, if you play guitar, that don't mean that you make good music. So that became the Prince Michael Jackson war on Twitter. Got crazy. I had to log off because I know I was gonna start talking. I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to respect the legend. I want to respect both black men for what they did. You know what I'm saying? Like music is on their shoulders. Like, it's like I don't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. And I have preferences, but I don't disrespect or hate Mike. You know what I'm saying? It's just the crazy fans I'm not a fan of. But
I think my mom will probably categorize herself as more of a Michael Jackson fan than a Prince fan.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Listen,
but I like Prince music more personally too.
Yeah, but same here. Like, I think I got to a point in my life where it was like, the black and white, remember the time, all that stuff is great music. And when I was a kid, like, I loved that stuff. But then when life started to happen, I needed to find music to relate to, and then that's where Prince stepped in.
Some adult stuff.
What I'm saying? Yeah, like, I had to relate to the stuff. Like, I don't want to sing about healing the world. I'm sorry, like, respectfully, that's Happy Meal music to me, man. That's chicken McNuggets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want a home cooked meal, dog. Like, give me that. Give me some real stuff. Give me a door. I want to talk about how much I love the joint I'm dealing with. Give me Pink Cashmere. Give me I Wish You Heaven When Two Are in Love. I want some deep stuff. I don't black or white, heal the world. The Free Willy song. Like, respectfully, I'm good off that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but, I mean, you know what? And bringing it back to the Oscars, I will say Kendrick, Oscar nominee, Michael Jackson, Oscar nominee, Prince, Oscar winner, you know what I mean, for Best Original Song. So out of everybody in this conversation, Prince is definitely the
Wait, time out. Mike had an Oscar Oh yeah, Ben.
For Ben, yeah, the spider.
And Kendrick was
Black Panther, All the Stars.
You're right. Damn, I forgot about that already.
All the Stars. Right. I mean, to me, All the Stars. I mean, this is just me personally, as a comic book fan, as a young, somebody who went to the movies at the right age and saw Black Panther. To me, All the Stars is always going to be my favorite movie soundtrack song. Always, and that is to me, like, that song is the feeling that I got after that movie. In that song, like, I saw that movie probably, I'm not exaggerating, I probably saw it like 10 times in theaters. No kidding, like no joke. And every single time that song hits, it nails the themes of the movie so perfectly without being like overly like political or dramatic. It's like a pop song, but then when you listen to the lyrics, it embodies all the themes of the movie. So it's just I love that song. And it's so funny because Kendrick, all the artists that year were supposed to perform their songs, like the Oscars have been doing recently, but Kendrick was the only one who didn't show up to perform. And then to me that signals, because music industry is different than like Hollywood. Like in music, they'll tell you ahead of time if you're gonna get a Grammy. Like they'll tell you ahead of time if you're gonna like get like a BET award or something like that. Like they will give you the heads up and be like, yo, show up, you're about to win. I think Kendrick was literally like, yo, Oscars, tell me, am I going to win or not? Like, and they were like, we can't tell you. We have like a system. He's like, nah, I'm not showing up then.
Clip he didn't show up. Yo, I respect it. I definitely respect that.
But you feel about Billie Eilish having more Oscars than Martin Scorsese.
Yo, you know what? I'm not mad at Billie. I like Billie Eilish. You know what I'm saying? That's not necessarily my music, but I respect what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? I respect what she's doing. I didn't realize that Barbie song was hers until award season. I was like, oh shoot, that's Billie Eilish. I had no idea. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to her. She has 2 Oscars now?
2 Oscars, yeah. From the one from the James Bond movie, No Time to Die, and this one right here too. So
there you go. Yeah, man. Yo, shout out to Marty, man. Marty looked like he was enjoying himself during that I'm Ken. What's the name of that song?
Yeah, I'm just Ken, yeah.
I'm just Ken. He was enjoying himself during that performance, man. The show was good, but that Lily Gladstone thing pissed me off, man. That pissed me off so bad. And then seeing Barbie kind of get shut out the way it did too. It was kind of like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is one of them years that I thought Barbie was going to do a little something, you know what I'm saying? It's bad enough Greta Gerwig didn't get the nomination, it was just a lot of, but Margot, it was looking bad early for Barbie, but I was like, maybe they'll pull out, they'll get something, you know what I'm saying? But it played out the way it did. Oppenheimer won Best Picture.
Best Picture, yeah. I'm happy about that, you know what I mean? Like, I like Oppenheimer, you know what I mean? Like, I just think that's my movie, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I know, but you had it on your top 10 though, so you didn't.
It was no. Yeah. I liked the movie. The movie, but man, the response on the timeline was crazy. The film bros, the film bros came out, man. Hey, y'all got it. Y'all got the film of the year. Y'all got it. I was kind of thinking that Oppenheimer was going to be one of them films that people talk about, and it's going to be the film that the casual film head would be like, oh yeah, that's the Best Picture winner, and it wasn't going to win. That's what I thought it was going to be. But,
like a Saving Private Ryan type thing, like
right. But it pulled through. They won, and he won Best Director too.
He won Best Director. Spielberg handed him the Best Director prize. That to me was like.
That was the ultimate film bro picture right there, dog. Like,
you can frame that.
You can frame that. All you need is Quentin Tarantino in the back like this. You know what I'm saying? And that would be like, that would be the ultimate film bro pick, dog. Like Spielberg, Nolan, and Tarantino. But shout out to Chris Nolan. That's his first, if I'm not mistaken.
First Best Director, yeah.
So, he might not, well, then again, you never know. I was going to say he might not get another one for the rest of his career, but he has this one. You know what I'm saying? So
it's interesting. Some directors, they don't give any, they only give one and done, like a Martin Scorsese, and then there's some directors who get nominated like almost every year, it seems like. Like, I feel like every time Spielberg makes a movie, he gets nominated. I think Spielberg has 3 Best Director Oscars, if I'm not mistaken.
The 3 of us are here because we know what a great feeling it is to win an Academy Award for directing.
Yeah, it was the greatest honor that I've ever received.
Hey, guys, I never won an Academy Award.
So why are you here?
I don't know. I got nominated a couple of times.
Well, anyway, the two of us know what a great honor it will be for one of the 5 nominees.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, Marty won for The Departed, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy. It's like he won for the film you wouldn't think he would have won it for. You know what I'm saying? Like you would have thought it would have been Goodfellas. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it was a good show. But that Lily Gladstone thing really ticked me off because it was just like that was easily the best performance I seen all of last year, dog. Like that was so. I thought it was a given at that point. I was like, nah, like you cannot pass this up. Who ended up winning?
Emma Stone for Poor Things. Yeah.
What you thought about that, man?
I personally like Poor Things, so I'm not gonna be mad at Emma Stone.
Okay.
I think she was really good.
But do you think she was better than Lily Gladstone though?
It's so different. So for Lily Gladstone, I think she gives a better, more grounded, more realistic performance, a very true to heart, like emotional performance, which is very amazing. But then on the flip side, though, I'll say Emma Stone, she gave a very showy performance, a very over the top performance, in a lot of ways a very brave performance. It's so funny because like after the Oscars, I've been telling you, I've been trying to prod my girlfriend to watch Poor Things. Like watch Poor Things. She probably thinks I'm like a pervert or something. But after the Oscars, she was like, okay, yeah, we'll watch it. And the first thing, like after like 10 minutes in the movie, she's like, "Wow, I can't believe Emma Stone signed up for this." It's like very much like a movie that is like, if that movie would have went wrong, that would have been a career killer for sure. But it went right, so I'm not gonna say she deserved. I think she's a phenomenal actress. I love La La Land, and I love this performance. I do think the historical aspect of seeing a Native American woman win the Academy Award for Best Actress should have superseded that. Yeah. But it just doesn't. And there's also people on Twitter. I think it's a fair argument, but I also think it's a little not that much of a fair argument either. Lily Gladstone was really, if you like just look at the runtime, I guess in Killers of the Flower Moon like 26% of the time versus Emma Stone's in Poor Things like 95% of the screen time. You know what I mean? So she has a lot more screen time to play with, and Emma Stone does. But again, it's like they gave Anthony Hopkins Best Actor for 8 minutes in Silence of the Lambs. You know what I mean? So it's like there's really not, you can't really quantify it by the amount of performance. You got to highlight it you got to showcase it by who's the best. And to me, I think objectively speaking and on an emotional level, I think Lily Gladstone was better than Emma Stone on that front.
Yeah, I didn't see Poor Things yet. I heard it's very trippy. I didn't see it yet, but yeah, Lily, what I saw from Lily, I came out that theater like, wow. Like, I kind of felt bad for her. I'm just like, yo, there's a lot of emotion she put into that role. This is like, what was her mentals like when they rapped? You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, man, that one really, it was a good show up until that happened, man. From that point on, I kind of, the rest of the show was like a blur to me, dog. Right. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you.
But that's the same thing. The same thing the Oscars always do is like they like wait till they held that award and like next to the very end, like they right before Best Picture to announce it. Almost anticipating like, oh, we're going to get a historic moment. Oh, we're going to get a beautiful speech. And then just like Emma Stone. It's the same thing. I mentioned it on Twitter, but with Anthony Hopkins and Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, when everybody thought they were going to give him the Oscars. And they did Best Actor after Best Picture. Yeah. They were like trying to set it up like that, and it just didn't work out.
Yep. Absolutely. But, is there anything you've been watching lately? I know I just saw American Society of Magical Negroes.
Oh, I saw that too.
If y'all don't know, would you explain the story, RB?
I don't know. I mean, I have a hard time.
I really don't know what I saw, and I'm trying to say this respectfully. Like, I saw the title when it was first announced. I saw the title. I was like, maybe this is gonna be some very, is going to be some cool satire about the magical Negro trope that Spike Lee actually coined the term magical Negro.
I didn't know he coined that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, when he was talking about Will Smith in The Legend of Bagger Vance, because if y'all remember The Legend of Bagger Vance, Will Smith played this black dude in the Deep South in the 30s, helping Matt Damon, teaching him how to play golf or something like that. Meanwhile, brothers is getting lynched left and right. You know what I'm saying? It's just this Negro, this magical Negro, come out of nowhere and teach this white man to play golf. And then you got the Green Mile in 2000. The Green Mile with Michael Clark Duncan, this Negro that was accused of raping and killing a child or something like that.
Yeah, on death row. Yeah,
he's on death row, goes to the jail, and then he helps Tom Hanks become fertile or have children. It's just I don't know, bro. I don't know. But that magical Negro trope is a thing. So when I saw the title of the film, I was like, oh. Of course, Twitter was just like, "Oh, it's gonna be like a Black Harry Potter." I'm like, "Nah, man."
It was a tiny bit like that. There was a little bit of that in there.
A little bit. But but then the trailer came out, and it was very much a rom-com in the trailer. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was just kind of like, is this like something to to throw us off? Like, just maybe let me go see the movie and see what it's like. And no, that's what it was. It was like
it was a little bit of both.
How did you interpret this film?
So I actually didn't hate this movie that much. I thought I actually liked a lot of parts of it. Surprisingly, the way I would sum it up is basically the brother Justice Smith. That's his name, the main character?
Yes, Justice Smith.
Yeah, he's a brother who finds out about this magical society of Negroes who are hiding undercover, and they get assigned to different white people all across the country to like help them be great, essentially. So then like in this assignment, he ends up being like the token black guy in like this office situation, and he ends up falling for this one girl. The romance stuff, I didn't really care about. I thought that was whatever. You could throw that out the window. You could literally like crinkle up those pages of the script and just toss them out, and it wouldn't even matter. You know what I mean? For the actual subplot, or it was supposed to be the main plot, but it ends up becoming the subplot, which is the him working in this office and trying to help this white dude. That part was goofy, but very relatable, man. Because I'm not gonna lie, you know what I mean? You know where I used to work. You know what I mean? I used to work in an all-white tech bro-y kind of office, and for a good period of time, I was the only black person in there. And there were moments and scenes in that movie that I'm like, yo, that is too spot on. Like, they are nailing this right here, right now. But otherwise, though, yeah, that's the main. That's literally like some of those segments, and just having to deal with it. And then it comes to this climax that's a little goofy, where they're like all yelling at each other. That was like, I don't really know what's up with that. But otherwise, it was an okay movie. Like, I didn't hate myself while watching it. I got some laughs out of it for sure.
This is why I said on Twitter, it has the American fiction problem. It's the same problem. You giving there's scenes that just deal with this relationship between he and this woman that I literally started dozing off, bro. I started dozing off. I was like, there's this one scene where they're in the park, and it's so long. I'm just like, oh my God, can we move on? Can we have some cuts? And it's almost like a one shot. It's like, it's just the camera's just on them in this one spot for so long. It's just like, there's no music. It's just birds chirping, kids talking. It's just like, I'm
like, are they trying to fill time? Is this like trying to fill time?
I'm like, yo, I don't care. Can we get off this? And they spend so much time on this relationship, and that was just so disappointing. It was underwhelming. And it's a shame, because I really love David Allen Greer. That's one of my guys. Like, he's so underrated. He's such an underrated talent. And I just feel like he was put to waste. And it was just, I feel like, and then even that whole discussion of the magical Negro trope and all that stuff. Again, just like American fiction, man, they find ways to just, it's like putting a little sugar on it, just so a certain audience, it could be palatable for a certain audience. You know what I'm saying? They're not going all the way in. You know what I'm saying?
No.
They're just, it's like, are you presenting this as a bad thing, or are you promoting this magical Negro? Like, I just feel like they lost the point. The spirit of the film was lost halfway through. I just didn't understand what was going on. What was the point? after a while. You know what I'm saying? And again, like, I could have definitely done without that whole I don't even like rom-coms. I already told you on the last episode, I am not a fan of romantical stuff at all, and I just feel like that whole angle, like you said, just do away with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, you had the racially you know, I know a lot of people saying it was a white girl. She's racially ambiguous. You know, I started looking her up. I couldn't tell. I was like, yo, is she a mommy? She's Asian? What's going on? Like, she's kind of cute, but you know.
But see, that's what's really interesting about it, because it's almost like the him dating a white girl or you know, racially ambiguous. We really don't know. But like, either way, it kind of like runs counterintuitive to the main plot that he's kind of trying to unwrap. Like, he's trying to be proud of his blackness. He's trying to be proud of, like, and not to say, you know, dating interracial means like you're, you know, not proud of your blackness, but it's like why wasn't her magical Negro? Like, for example, you know what I mean? Like, why was it like, it just seems like the plot just like there were two separate movies going on, and then like they didn't really intertwine in themes like whatsoever, when they could have had. I personally think if it would have been a distinctly Latina sister or a distinctly Asian sister, it would have been a little bit more relevant to the plot. You know what I mean? It would have been a little bit more, because even the white dude at one point in the movie says, yeah, she's a little white passing, she's one of us, like, type thing. And I'm like, why are they pointing that out? Like, if it was like somebody who wasn't white but also like dealing with this all white environment and like seeing their journeys juxtaposed, like, that would have been a lot more impactful to me personally. Not to say this young lady shouldn't get work, and she was okay in the part, but I just think, they didn't really have a clear, like, they had a clear message on one side of it, but didn't really have a clear message to really tie it all in and make it cohesive. And I feel like that would have been a big benefit to this movie for sure.
Absolutely. I want to say it's right in the middle of the road for me, but I don't know, man. When I start to doze off in films, like, that just best describes how I feel about it. So I'm totally good on American Society of Magical Negroes. I know you might feel a little bit better about it than me. I'm totally good on that film. I'm straight. Yeah. But I
might peep it one more time when it comes on streaming. It's so funny, like I said, you know, we talked all that crap about American Fiction, and I ended up rewatching it again with my mom this weekend on Amazon. So it's like the third time me watching it.
Do you have a cinematic reappraisal of it, or do you still feel the same?
No. I'll say I'm definitely spoke a lot angrier about it as award season like came up, and saw I kept winning stuff. I definitely got angry at it. But I shouldn't have been as angry at it. For the most part, it is like an 8 out of 10 good movie. Great acting. It's just the ending makes no sense. With this one, it actually does have an ending. With American Society of Magical Negroes, it actually has an ending, and it actually has the character kind of confront his feelings a little bit, which American Fiction didn't have. Right. But it's just the logic of the ending made no sense. It didn't make sense from the work perspective. It didn't make sense from the magical perspective, you know, without getting into spoilers. It was an okay movie, you know what I mean?
By the way, American Fiction winning the Oscar,
Best Adapted,
it's probably the first time I was underwhelmed with black people winning. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's just like, come on, dog. Come on, man. Shout out to Cord Jefferson. His speech was good, you know what I'm saying, but come on, bro. Come on, man. Yeah. You gotta do better, man. Next time, let's do better next time. Let's make a better film, man. But
just give us an ending.
Yeah, that would have helped, man. Everything else was great. You know, again, I just wish they went in with certain things a little bit more, but yeah, man. I actually have a ticket to see Dune in the next hour. I don't think I'm gonna go because it's cold and raining in New York. I don't want to say I was bullied. Shout out to my boy Randy and Corey, who was
Corey Young.
Yeah. They I got on Twitter and I was just like, I have no interest in seeing Dune. You know, just people in the sand and just I didn't know what was going on. It's like there was no interest for me, and they checked me. They was like, nah. They was like, yo, you gotta see this film. They was like, especially you, because you like you like film and you like the theatrical experience. And they was like, yo, Dune 2 is one of them ones. And I never saw the original film. I never saw the original in the 80s. I never saw the first one. So you know, I have a ticket for. I don't know if I'm gonna make it just because it's so nasty out here in New York. But I know you did see Dune too, so let the people know what you thought about it. Let me know what you thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, I personally really liked it. You know what I mean? I really enjoyed it. I will say the first time I saw it, it was like a 7.5 out of 10. Like I liked it a lot. I didn't love it. And then I saw it a second time, and I saw it a third time. And ultimately, I ended up landing a little bit higher. It's more like an 8.5, like 8.7 out of 10 for me. You know what I mean? It's like it's a really great blockbuster in a lot of ways. There are some parts of it that make no sense. Like they just seem like random. And even as somebody who like saw the first movie and, you know, really appreciate science fiction, there's some things that happen in the movie that just seem like they come out of nowhere. You know, without giving away too much. But yeah, I really, besides like those things, and besides, I just think the writing is like the weaker side of the film. You know what I mean? With a lot of blockbusters like Avatar 2, you know what I mean? But like what they were actually going for with the character analysis, the complexity of the characters, the analogy of the story, like it kind of didn't feel like a traditional. I don't want to say it without giving away too much for you, but you know, it's definitely, this movie could have easily been a white savior movie, but instead it chooses to be a commentary on the white savior kind of stories and stuff like that. So it adds a little layer of you think a little bit more in this movie than you would your normal like Top Gun Mavericks or Mad Max Fury Road. You know what I mean? It's like a blockbuster, but also a little heady. So I appreciate it for that.
Okay. Now, would you say you would have to watch the first movie in order to see this one?
Nah, I would. Nah, because I saw it with my girlfriend the second time, and she hadn't seen the first movie, and I literally gave her like a 2-second like kind of catch up, like just like the biggest plot points to the first movie. And she's like, oh, okay, I kind of get it. And then she ended up totally understanding the second one. So,
okay,
yeah. I mean, it will probably help you and Rich, you know, what the characters are going, because it literally picks up right where the second one, right where the first one left off. You leave like right the next scene almost, but it is still it's a self-contained enough story, and they also do a pretty good job like recapping the first one a good amount too, I feel like. So
okay, all right, you know, maybe it's, I will say this, I am late to the party, and because I'm late to the party, showings at IMAX is like booked up every day, every showtime. I was like, you know what, I'll wake up to go to the 8 a.m. show, and that joint is booked up. Like all they got is the damn handicap seats. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and it's Lincoln Square. Lincoln Square IMAX is like the one official IMAX in the US right now. Like it's the actual joint. So I'm like, I was like, you know what? Let me try, and I've tried, and then I found it 11:30 showtime. I didn't know the weather's gonna be the way it is today. It's a trek to go all the way up to the Upper West Side, so I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it this time. I'm gonna try though. I'm gonna try at least. Let me see if it's there next weekend. If it's there next weekend, I'm gonna be in there. But if not, I guess I just missed the train, man. I missed the Dune train on that one. You know,
I do love the movies that they play in the IMAX 70mm in the film. Like I think just the format of it is so nice. Especially when I saw Dune the third time. Like the first two times I saw it, first time I saw it was at AMC City Walk. Second time was at Chinese Theater. Third time was again at AMC City Walk, but it was like a few weeks later. And you could tell like the film had been ran a bunch of times, and like you could see the marks on it, the little fades from the bulb. I'm like, oh yeah, now it's like a real film experience now, baby. I'm loving it. Yeah, it's good.
Yo, shout out to the resurgence. The film going, the movie going experience is like slowly coming back for real now. Like shout out to these directors, Nolan. What's this guy's name?
Denis
Villeneuve for bringing back that experience. It's exciting times for if you love film and you love going to the movies. This is exciting times. You know what I'm saying? Between the whole Barbenheimer thing, now Dune. What do you think is going to be the next big event film?
This year?
Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, I'm probably gonna. I know it's probably easy to say, but probably Deadpool 3. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Yeah, Deadpool 3 is gonna be an event. I'm really looking forward to Fall Guy though. I believe it's Fall Guy with Ryan Reynolds. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for that one.
Oh, it's like yeah. I believe it is Fall Guy. I believe it is Fall Guy.
Emily Blunt. It's like he's like a stunt performer who Emily Blunt is like his ex-wife, and she's also the director of the movie. So she's kind of like brutally putting him through all these crazy stunts, like to kind of torture him a little bit. But then it's like a murder mystery at the.
It's Ryan Gosling that's in that one.
Gosling, did I say Reynolds?
It's Gosling. Yeah, you said Reynolds.
I was thinking of Deadpool.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
When you said that, I was like, hold up. I was like, oh, let me check, because I was like, I know it's somebody else, but yeah.
Fall Guy, Deadpool 3, and Furiosa are like the 3 movies I'm hyped about.
Yo, when does Furiosa come out?
I think that's also May. I think that's also May. So May's gonna be a tight month. May's gonna be a heavy month.
I feel like I haven't really, I mean, May is coming up soon. I mean, I feel like I haven't really been hearing much about Furiosa. A film that I haven't been hearing much about that just came out this weekend is Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah,
What's up with that? Like I just saw a review on YouTube, and I'm like, I completely forgot that this was on its way out. Sony put all their eggs in their basket of Madam Web. Like, like they just forgot about Ghostbusters, which I thought the last Ghostbusters film was good. So I figured, that made some money. It was good. I figured they would kind of do something for this one. When I said Ghostbusters, I looked at your face and you were just kind of like, are you not into the Ghostbusters thing? Are you like over that?
Yeah, I never really liked Ghostbusters, bro. I ain't gonna lie with you. I ain't gonna lie. Even the '80s version, I'm like, yo, this is stupid. Like, this is I never liked this movie. Like, I never saw Ghostbusters 2. I'm not gonna lie, the only one I kind of liked was the all-female one. People killed me for it. So like,
man, that one is infamous, dog. They hate that one. The Film Bro, that was when the Film Bros were really born, right there. When that one came out, that was the first time. There was people I knew that I was like, damn, I didn't even know you was a film bro like that. I didn't know you had some strong feelings about this. But yeah, man, I've kind of heard it's okay. Like, I heard it's okay. Like. I heard that they take risks in the film one? In the new one that kind of not to say that it goes against what the original films established, but it's just kind of different. You know what I'm saying? As I'm a fan of the last Halloween trilogy, and I like risks, so I was like, oh, that kind of intrigued me. But that's another film I just don't feel like I gotta trek out to go see it. You know what I'm saying? That's just one of those that I feel like I could catch it whenever.
Yeah, it's gonna be on streaming, and I didn't even watch Afterlife. That was the previous one, right?
Yeah, that was good. It was good though.
Good. It was good.
Yeah.
But see, that one I felt like it was mainly good because it was Jason Reitman directing it, who was the son of the original director Ivan Reitman, and he was kind of like putting a little personal. I didn't see it, but it felt like a little like homage to his father kind of situation. Yes. With this one, it's a completely different director, different writer, so it's like, okay, they're just doing it for the franchise, like,
for sure.
So it doesn't feel as exciting. But I did see. I don't know if you saw that other one that came out this weekend, Immaculate, from
Sydney, my girl Sydney Sweeney. What was that like, man? Let me know what that was about.
She's like an aspiring nun trying to get into this, like, I guess they're covens or churches. I don't know what their group of nuns are. She ends up finding something about herself while she's in this thing, and it's like, yo, how did this happen? It just unfolds from there. It's like some evil lurking in the heart of this church, but it's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's like an above average horror movie, but it does really good at giving you that like it definitely creating atmosphere in terms of horror, like, the lighting, the scenes that are building up to the horrifying scenes, like the opening sequence, it was very horrifying. There's mad parts in it that's horrifying. Sydney Sweeney was really good in it. I heard she, her friend had wrote the script, and then but her friend couldn't get it made. So then Sydney Sweeney personally took it to the studios and like shopped it around and got it made.
She got the juice already.
Yeah.
She got the juice. She's on her Margot Robbie. She's about to be out here producing her star vehicles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and it's working out because she was good in it, and I think it was that was a dope movie right there. But I will say though, like, it's okay. I don't want to say like two flaws because flaws are kind of like spoilers, but it's Neon though, so Neon, Neon's hit or miss with the marketing.
Hey, speaking of neon marketing, shout out to whoever is running the Origin social media.
Yes.
You brought that to my attention. That That was crazy.
It might be Ava DuVernay herself. Oh, I gotta pull up that tweet now that you mentioned it. Cause yeah, I was scrolling on Twitter one day and I saw the Origin Twitter account tweet out, isn't it odd that the filmmakers of Neon, this is in context of somebody posted a photo of the Anatomy of the Fall winning this Oscar, and then they had like a neon party, I guess, neon after party. And then the Origins Twitter account said, isn't it odd that the filmmakers of Origins' current film in theaters weren't invited to this neon celebration? Nope. Standard operating procedure for Quinn and team. That's how Neon rolls. More on this later. I'm like, yo, hold.
Did they ever follow up on that?
I didn't see no follow up. I've been looking closely. I've been tracking this story.
They pulled the plug on that account. They was just like, yeah, you're never gonna tweet again, buddy.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, is this Ava talking to us through the burner, or what's good? Like,
I still have to see that movie too. I still have to see that movie, man.
Yeah,
and you know, I mean, going off of what you said about it, that it's amazing, and it should have been an Oscar conversation. And the fact that they got shut out from the party, what's up with that? What do you think is behind all of this?
I think Neon, I think it's a problem. Same thing with Neon, same thing with Sony. You were talking about Ghostbusters. I feel like people just aren't spending marketing dollars anymore. You know what I mean? I feel like people just don't want to market movies, and the marketing teams are really, really small, kind of, misorganized. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, there's some things I be doing with Geeks of Color. They be hitting me up like the day of type joint. Like, oh, you want to pull up to do this like today? I'm like, what? Like, yeah. And it's like, oh yeah, sorry, there's only 4 people on our team, so nobody reached out. I'm like, yo, what's going on? But it just not from the Geeks of Color side, but from literally like the studio marketing side. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I think that's why now movies are kind of having a little bit harder time popping unless they're like really, really good or have massive marketing budgets, like a Dune 2, like a Deadpool 3 is going to have, like, all these movies that can afford Super Bowl commercials are probably going to be somewhat significant because the studios are still marketing them. But indie studios like Neon, A24 really kind of popularized the social media marketing aspect of it, and that's where they have their crowd and their diehard loyals from social media. But I don't know how much that plays to the mainstream. I know, like, they released Love Lies Bleeding this weekend as well, which I also enjoyed, the Kristen Stewart joint.
Some guy just got arrested while watching that movie.
No.
He was getting his pee-wee on in the theater, man.
Yeah.
Yo, what's going on?
I have to slap the monkey real quick, as they say, smack the monkey. Yeah,
smack the monkey or something like that.
Something like that, yo, son.
Yo, sicko.
Yeah.
You heard about the Dune Cups, man? I heard people getting right to the Dune Cups.
Nah, if you run into AMC for the Dune Cup, like, nah, you gotta chill, son. You really thirsting, like.
Go Google AMC Dune Cup to see what we talking about. Listen, I'm not gonna go into detail about it, but go check it out. Look at it, and you know why we saying what we saying.
Yeah,
but
and watch Love Lies Bleeding, because you'll also see what I do had to pull it out real quick.
He didn't have to. Time out. He did not have to do that.
Yo, my man had, I don't know if you saw it, but he had the dine-in. He was in the dine-in theater. He had a bottle of Fireball.
He had the Fireball.
He had a cigarette lit. Like, yo, he's having a good night.
He was getting right in that theater. Your man, and he was passed out with the joint out.
Right. Still in hand, bro.
Joint out, wet, still in hand. Like, you're a sicko, dog. Go to jail. You should not throw away the key. Oh man, yeah. What is that movie about? I kind of saw little things here and there, but Kristen Stewart, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm not really into her at all.
You don't be messing with her?
Yeah. So I just kind of seen little things here and there. But what's that movie about?
It's cool. It's about Kristen Stewart owns like this boxing gym or whatever, and then this random pulls up to the gym, starts training, and it's like, yo, I'm trying to be a bodybuilder. Her and Kristen Stewart kind of fall in love, and as a result, Kristen Stewart kind of, starts hooking her up with some of those injections. What do they call it? Steroids. Yeah. Trying to help her become a legit bodybuilder. Steroids start driving homegirl crazy. You know what I mean? Like, one thing leads to another. Now they're on the run for something together. Meanwhile, Kristen Stewart plays, Ed Harris plays like Kristen Stewart's father, and he's also crazy.
Ed Harris.
Yeah. Yeah, Ed Harris is legend. Ed Harris
Yeah,
is legend.
facts.
So yeah, it was good though. I liked it. I liked it.
Is this an A24 film?
A24, you already know.
Son, they everywhere, man. They now they do. Speaking of A24, A24 has made the news recently with our favorite on the show, Spike Lee. His new film that's going to be a remake of Akira Kurosawa's 1963 film High and Low. Now he's linking up with Denzel Washington. Ooh. Their 5th film together. Which let's go through the films. You got Mo Better Blues,
classic.
Malcolm X,
greatest of all time.
He Got Game,
best basketball movie.
Inside Man. Just all bangers, bangers. So they got their 5th one coming, and now Jeffrey Wright has just been confirmed to co-star Denzel in this joint. I don't know about you. I'm excited. Anytime there's a new Spike Lee joint, I'm excited. I'm game for it. How you feel about it?
Yeah, no, I'm super hyped for it too, man. Akira Kurosawa is one of my favorite filmmakers, and High and Low is easily my favorite film of his. Like, we did an episode on the Mina podcast, which is also on First Cut, talking about Kurosawa. And the one I spoke on, like we spoke the most extensively about, was High and Low. We talked about that movie for like 20 minutes. And it was,
I had never heard of this film before this was announced. Like, I feel like I kind of knew vaguely of Akira Kurosawa's films. He has a large filmography, and this one, the way people were talking about it, I was like, I've never heard of this before.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's poignant. It's one of his few films, not few, but he kind of had a transition later in his career where he kind of started doing more contemporary films. A lot of his films are set in like feudal Japan or like early times, but this was like one of his more modern set movies, and it was brilliant. It was just a great like murder mystery kind of unpacking situation. So I loved it, and the fact that this cast is involved, like the Spike's involved, like everything about it. Just you said
Matthew Libatique.
Matthew Libatique,
yes,
cinematographer behind
the DP
it
on this joint. Yeah,
Matthew Libatique. He also shot Chirac as well, so like that was a really beautiful.
And he just got nominated for Maestro.
Yeah. So it's like, it's every cast is solid, crew is all time classic solids. Like it's gonna be fire, man. This is like one of my most hyped movies. Is it? If it's coming out 2025, 2026? Like,
word on the street is that it could be out by the end of the year. Word on the street.
Oh, really?
That's word on the street. That's what, I mean, if you follow Spike's career, and if you pay attention to when he starts shooting stuff, you know what I'm saying? He gets his film shot and cut pretty quickly. You know what I'm saying? I know Chirac, for example, was shot the summer of 2015. It was out by that November.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Wild.
So he moves quick. Barry Brown is going to be editing it, his longtime editor. So they get to cooking up quick. So I'm looking forward to this one too, man. But that's just word on the street. That's tentative. Nothing. When the studio heads get together, they might start shuffling things around and they'll put it where they see it fit, but word on the street is that it might be out by the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If that happens, I'm in there regardless. Any Spike's joint, I'm in there. I can't wait to see what they do with it. I actually got to watch the original High and Low not too long ago, and I was like, it was very interesting. It was tense, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the framing, you know what I'm saying, when they would listen to the phone calls and stuff. Just a lot of interesting camera work, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to it. I know a lot of people was just like, oh, Spike doing another remake after he did Old Boy.
Oh,
let's be clear. Old Boy, that wasn't his fault. That was producers. He's on record talking about it. The film is credited as a Spike Lee film. It's not called a Spike Lee joint. That was done on purpose. Josh Brolin is on record saying like, yo, Spike has a better cut. A better cut that just never saw the light of day. It was a 140-minute film that was cut down to 105 minutes. RB, when it comes down to the editing, 35 minutes of a film being cut. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like you could throw that back in there and it'll be a totally different film from what we did get. So, I don't use that against him. The film was all right to me. The release version was okay. I know people that never saw the original one and they actually liked Old Boy. I'm gonna be real with you. The original one was a little overrated.
Really?
A little bit, man. I didn't love it the way everybody else did. I seen what people liked about it, but I wasn't like masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? Like, but no, the Spike version was all right. It was okay, but that wasn't all his fault, man. And then plus, look, man, just you really gonna bet against Spike and Denzel? Are you really gonna do that?
Yeah.
You just listed off the films. Like, come on now.
Yeah, I think. I mean, for one, I also thought the Old Boy Spike's version of Old Boy was cool too. I didn't hate it. I do love the original, but I do think like it was also such a recent like movie to remake too. It was like only 10 years distance between the foreign one and the new one. So I like the fact that this one is like I believe High and Low came out in 1955 or 50.
I think it was actually 63.
63. Okay, 1963. Yeah. Okay, I was way off. Yeah, but yeah, that one is it has some time. I feel like there's a lot new that you can do with it, and it's just gonna be like mad exciting. Like, I mean, I don't think I don't think Spike's really made like a bad movie or anything. Like, I don't think
you don't think so. No, what? No, you're right. I call them interesting failures.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Red Hook Summer, for example, is a film that, like, I'm telling you, if that was a NYU student that made that film, first time filmmaker, it would have been fine. But this is the guy that made Do the Right Thing, Malcolm X. The film came off as kind of amateurish, but there was moments that it was like, okay, I know who's directing now. You know what I'm saying? It was so I don't think he's ever made a film that's just been like, oh my god, this is unwatchable. No, definitely not.
I gotta ask you though, you didn't like the original Old Boy, so the scene when he was like shoving the squid down his throat, like you didn't think that was compelling, like at all? You didn't think that?
You know what it is with me, RB. I like to go into films blind. I don't know what people think of it. I don't know what the general consensus is. Nothing. Like, I like to just go in and experience it for myself. Because see, when you got to, this is amazing. It's amazing. It's great. It's great. Watch this. It's great. It's amazing. It's amazing. And then I watch it and I'm just not really moved. You know what I'm saying? I'm not moved like other people are. Then it makes me feel like, damn, I wasted my time. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like it could have been okay or it could have been good if it wasn't forced onto me as this perfect film. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know, man. It was cool. It was very dark, very, very dark.
But yeah, nah, man. I think this cast could do no wrong. So I'm very, very excited to see where this is all like. Where this film is gonna go, if it ends up being this year or next year. There's too many movies this year. Like, there's gonna be so many movies that are gonna be amazing that come out later this year. So like, I hope I don't know if it's gonna get lost in the mix, or I really don't know if what like the big award movies are gonna be. But I know like there's some heat that's gonna be coming out. But I'm definitely gonna be looking forward. I'll be the first one in line to see this movie in theaters,
absolutely,
for sure. Or if it's going straight to streaming, I'm gonna watch it first day out too.
And also, this is a reimagining. I called it a remake. I'm going to correct myself right now. It's a reimagining. So there's going to be elements that's going to be changed between this and the original film. And you already know, Spike already, right now, people are already kind of upset that he's even making this film again. But, when we see things change around, we're going to see how people feel about, the changes that were made. It might be interesting reactions. But listen, man. I trust the vision. Yeah. I don't know about you. I trust the vision, though.
No, I 100% trust the vision. I think both Kurosawa and Spike Lee are both, all-time great filmmakers, like all-time greats. There's funny. You're talking about the framing. There's a video essay I was watching recently. Not recently. It was probably a couple years ago when I was in college. About like the framing in High and Low. Like, I think particularly like there's one scene where like all these business people are in a room, in a conference room together, and they're all like standing in a circle, and like the blocking in it. Yeah, the original has some really good blocking, but I also think about, man, some of the framing in Spike Lee movies is just like top notch. His eye for composition is next level, energy, all that stuff. So I think there is going to be It's gonna be different, but I'm highly excited for it for sure.
Absolutely. And also happy belated birthday. Spike just had a birthday the other day. So, you know, we're going to celebrate a real one always. Yeah, man. I have to start getting back going to the movies, man. Now that I'm back in New York, I'm on foot. I gotta make it my business, you know, when I'm on my days off to go to the movies again and just see anything. You know what I'm saying? Just go out and see anything. When I was last here and I had a lot more free time, I used to just anything, especially with the shout out to Movie Pass, AMC Stubs, you know, I used to just leave work and just hit the train and see movies. I remember I saw Hustlers. I was looking back at my AMC Stubs tickets, and I saw Hustlers like 3-4 times. Like it was like at one point it was like every day I was watching Hustlers, you know what I'm saying, just because I was finding people that never saw the movie. I was like, yeah, this movie's pretty good, you want to go see it? And you know, I would go with them to go see it. Joker I saw a few times. Yeah, man, I gotta start going back to the movies, man. I gotta go back to the movies more often.
Nah, you know? Yeah, I'm probably gonna see that Probamista movie probably either today or tomorrow.
Yeah, I seen that. Is RZA in that? RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan is in that?
Is he? I didn't know. I honestly didn't even know. I just saw the poster for it, and it looked interesting. I think it's some Latino boy trying to make it up in the corporate world or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna see. I didn't know anything about it. I haven't seen the cast, but I need to check that out. I did see Godzilla vs. Kong.
How was that?
It was. Well, I will say I don't know if the embargo is gonna be up by the time this is posted, so I'm not gonna give a full review on it. I will say I did see it in the IMAX theater. Like we went to IMAX headquarters to see. I went to the IMAX headquarters and saw it. And man, that IMAX was different, man. Seeing the full screen. It wasn't the 1.43, like the Dune aspect ratio or like Oppenheimer or like Tenet, but it was like. Most of the IMAX screen was filled up, and yeah, that was different. That for a movie of that size, like seeing it on that screen was awesome.
You know that Kong, the last one. What was the last one that came out? It was Godzilla versus Kong, right? Yeah, I mean it was cool. Listen, man, it's just one of those beat 'em up, popcorn action flicks. It's just nothing really. You're not going there for any real performances or anything like that. It's literally just a bunch of just monsters beating each other up. I probably go check it out when it comes out just to experience that. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was a decent time just for the theatrical experience. You know what I mean? As a movie, it was whatever, like story wise.
Yeah.
But I did want to ask you one more question though. I know there's been a lot of controversy on film Twitter like about that last night, Late Night with the Devil situation, particularly them using the AI artwork situation. What's your whole thoughts on that?
Man, I heard about the film and I was interested in it, and I see now that the filmmaker has made it clear that he said like 3 scenes or 3 images were AI. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I saw the artwork. I saw like some artwork that was the AI was used on, and it's just like, yeah, AI is technically theft. You know what I'm saying? These computers are using other people's work as references and just doing weird shit with it. But am I emotionally stirred up by it? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I want to see the film. I'm not worried about some imagery. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really worried about a poster that AI was used on. As long as the film wasn't written by AI, you know what I'm saying? Now, if the film is written by AI, that's a whole different conversation we having. But other than that, I don't know. I'm not as stirred up as everybody else. What about you?
Yeah, I'm not really that stirred up on it either, if I'm being honest. And I think the main thing for me is there isn't for all I know, I haven't seen the movie yet, but it seems like the context of the movie, like these images are only on screen for like a brief period of time, like very short. I don't know if they're like transition. You know how they do like fast cuts into transitions, or just like a background something. I'll be honest with you. I don't like AI. I don't like, using AI for creative things, and especially in the final product. But for this, it doesn't seem like the biggest deal for me. Like, I personally think, like, you know, I'll say this. As a filmmaker, I think, you know, obviously AI is detrimental to screenwriting and to artists and things like that. But as an independent filmmaker who's trying to establish a voice, trying to independently make storyboards, independently trying to make concept art, independently trying to do all that, and just cannot draw, like cannot do any of that stuff on their own, and just need some assistance from AI, like, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at AI being helpful in the pitch decks, like in terms of using them for pitch decks, using them for, you know, like, you know, concept art to eventually explain to your crew. If you have like no money, you can afford to hire an artist, but you are really passionate about a vision, yeah, use that AI, use that help. That's what we should be using it for. Now, when it comes to, again, like if you're doing a whole shot in the movie that's like, yo, this whole shot is AI generated, or this whole effect is AI generated, or this whole scene is written by AI, no, it's done. Like, it's gonna look bad, and you could tell it's gonna look bad. Even if we get to a point where it's looking good, like, I still don't agree with it. But I think in terms of like the small stuff, like even if it's, you know, for me personally, again, this is me personally, like an indie production that only has $1.5 million but needs to fill out the set with like a bunch of background images for, you know, a certain thing, yeah, I'm not gonna be mad if 2 or 3 of those pictures are AI generated, like, you know. So I don't know, that's me, but
I'm with you. It's not, but you know, we're in a day where everybody's outraged about it. You know, the AI conversation is a big deal right now, so I just feel like everybody is jumping on that, but I'm not tripping off that. Like, you know what I'm saying? The way that they claim is being used, I'm not tripping off that. It's not bothering me at all, to be honest with you.
I mean, to me, the more egregious one, like the whole them using it in the opening credits of Secret Invasion. Yeah, that was bad. That's really bad because it looked really bad, and also because Disney has the money to pay artists. Like, Disney has plenty of money to pay artists. Like, you know, I think for me, I take a little bit of exception for it when it's like small budget, independent filmmaking, like, and they have no money, then yeah, of course. But if you're Disney and you're using AI, if you're Netflix and you're using AI, like, come on, bro.
That's nasty work. That is definitely nasty work. Because now you just being cheap. You don't want to pay the people. You know what I'm saying? It just comes off real grimy when you resort to that, and you're freaking Netflix and Disney. Come on now, come on. You know, I actually do want to check out the film. I want to see what it's, you know, what it's like. The trailer was intriguing. You know, I know it will be on Shudder soon, but I'll check it out in theater. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Did you check it out yet, or are you going to?
I might check it out. I mean, I was going to, but then this whole AI thing came up, and I just, you know, it's the thing. It's like there are people on Twitter that are just like, do not see this movie, whatever you do. Like, you are a scab. And I'm like, yo, what? Like,
yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's y'all dragging it now. Like, y'all dragging it. I feel you. I understand. We all know the dangers of AI. Again, if this film's script was AI, that's a whole different conversation. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. Like, come on now. Like, I think y'all are just taking it a little bit too far. You know, but again, AI is the hot topic right now, so I can see why I can see why they, you know, give it up that way, but it's not that deep to me, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
Yeah, my personal opinion, but yeah, man, there's a lot I'm looking forward to this year, and I'm definitely going to try to go to the movies more. RB. It's been good it's been a minute, man. It's been a minute since we seen each other, spoken to each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've been busy, hard at work. I will be back in a few months, but I gotta get to it, man. I gotta get to it. You know, I'm glad to be back in the field. It's been interesting on set though. Been very interesting on set. A lot of on-set politics stuff that I haven't dealt with in a long time, because, you know, since I've been in LA, you know, we've done our shorts. You know what I'm saying? I did commercials, stuff like that, you know, brand content, stuff like that.
It's different than film.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of forgot, not that I forgot, but it was just kind of took me, you know, it caught me off guard a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shoot, I forgot this is what it's like. And there's a lot of money on you know, a lot of money at stake, and reputations and names and so on and so forth. So yeah, man, it's been interesting so far, and this has only been pre-lighting and stuff. Pre-lighting and camera tests. That's been interesting. So yeah, we get to rolling on Monday, and I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Good to see you again, brother. And we gotta keep doing this a little bit more consistently. Yo, check us out, man. Follow me on Twitter, MrMarinKnows, MrMarinKnows. You can also follow Real Talk Film Society on Instagram and Twitter, REEL Talk Film Society on Instagram, and REEL Talk Film SOC on Twitter. Let the people know where they can find you, RB.
You can find me Twitter and Instagram at Director RB3, and you can also find me and Cheyenne and maybe my man Matt Smith. We're still trying to figure it out. We're gonna be in Atlanta at the Atlanta Film Festival for the comic shop.
Word.
Yeah, it's gonna be April 27th.
Okay.
So if y'all out in Atlanta that weekend, come through to that film festival. This is one of the biggest film festivals I've ever been to. Honestly, it's like Pan-African, and then a few other film festivals maybe in between there. But this is like one of the top 3 or top 4 or 5 film festivals I've been to. So I'm very excited for it. And we're gonna be out there in the ATL. So pull up on us if you're out there. And then we and I said thank you on Instagram and stuff like that too. But I want to shout out IFB Studios for showing Timestamp some love for best short film. A couple weeks ago, it was actually during Oscars night, ironically enough. But I had a flat tire, so I couldn't make the award show. But I was there the other 2 days of the festival. I was there all the other 2 days. But shout out Ryan Taylor and Richard Taylor, who are the guys who run this studio, IFB Studios. Amazing. 2 black men, 2 brothers running the studio out in Glendale.
Right now.
I went to college with Ryan, and phenomenal dude, and they doing their thing. So thank y'all for shouting out Timestamp for best short film.
Yo, shout out to Timestamp and the comic shop. RB, I never won anything. How does that feel when you have a piece of your hard earned, you work hard to make something and you win something for it? What's that feeling like?
Man, it's just gratifying, man. I mean, it really is like very it's like love, man. It's love. And sometimes you win things and you're not there, like with IFB, and then another Timestamp thing, we had won a thing, but we weren't. It was all the way in Nashville. But when you are there and able to win and accept it too, that's also a beautiful feeling too. You just hearing your name called, while you're waiting and nervous and anticipation it's a good feeling, man. It's also just a good feeling too to be like nominated for something too. Like I went, for a comic shop also, we were nominated for the Michelle Film Festival for Best Director. And even though I didn't win, it was just still nice, like seeing them play the clip and like, like intro us and all that stuff. So, I'm very, it makes it all the worth it, honestly. All the L's that you take in this industry, because you take a lot of L's, trust me, you take a lot of L's.
Talk about it.
But yeah, it makes the few W's really makes it feel really, really good for sure.
Dope, man. Yeah, man. So just let the people know where they can follow you and stuff.
Oh yeah. Follow me. Yeah, no, it's the end of the show. My bad. You follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Director RB3. You can follow First Cut if you're watching on YouTube. At First Cut TMO on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. And yeah, we're gonna be still posting up clips. You know what I mean? Even in between the pod, we're gonna be posting clips from other pods. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like from old, was mad episodes we catching up on. So yeah, let's definitely make sure you follow us. And again, if you are listening on Spotify and Apple, follow us, subscribe. Real Ones, Real Talk Film Society, I believe, is the channel name for a podcast. So make sure y'all follow us, because that really, really helps us out. The algorithm gets more eyes on us and stuff like that. So yeah, we really appreciate y'all.
And shout out to the day ones that always reach out and DM and let us know that they checking for us.
Yeah,
and
we forgot to take the questions again, man.
It's all good.
Yeah,
it's all good.
We're gonna do it next week for sure.
We're gonna do it next week for sure. I'm still trying to round up all the questions. A few good ones came through. So yeah, we'll definitely get to that next week for sure. But yo, man, appreciate y'all for checking us out. Appreciate you, RB, for helping me put this together. Even though we're 3,000 miles apart, we're going to get to it. We're going to keep it coming, and we'll see you when we see you. Peace.
Coming soon to a theater near you.